for some reason, we decided to review Hellraiser Bloodlines from 1996.
Yeah.
I have no idea why we're reviewing this movie.
Yeah, before even part 2 and 3. We've done number 1,
Yeah.
straight to 4.
So Jenks on a live a couple of weeks ago was talking about it and I was intrigued. I've owned this many times. DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. Never watched it, never interested. You sold it to me, so I watched it. I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but then for some reason you were like, let's review it. Come on, you've seen it recently. So Hellraiser Bloodline from 1996. Quick plot synopsis, guys. It's not very vast. In the 22nd century, a scientist attempts to right the wrong from his ancestor, creating the puzzle box that opens the gates of hell. So it starts off in space in 2127, and it's an ancestor of a toy maker that created the puzzle box. And then it kind of goes down his bloodline to trace back where it came from, and then we kind of get to see the history of Hellraiser.
Yeah, I sold it to you. I do remember thinking this felt like the last proper Hellraiser movie, regardless if I liked it or not. The premise was interesting, the sort of origin of the puzzle box. The problem with it, like, I know it sounds like Hellraiser in space. It's not quite as simple as that. It's not like Jason X, and it's not like what's it called? Fast and Furious, when they drive to space in number 9. Leprechaun in space.
4.
But yeah, so it's like you said, it starts in the future, 2127. And what I did like about it is that he's using robotics to open the puzzle box. So he's got these gloves and there's a robot doing all the heavy lifting, moving the thing. So he's kind of safe from it, which I kind of thought it was quite a nifty idea. Cool. Space feels like, 90s space where everything's a bit
it does.
grimy and dirty, and a used space.
And
I think
cheap.
that was, cheap, but they kind of used that formula of a very lived-in future. It's not like Star Trek where everything's crisp and clean. It's dirty and it's a working future. And he unleashes hell, and then he gets imprisoned, and then he tells the story of his ancestor from 1796. So the merchant is the guy's surname, and this is where it starts off good, to be honest. I kind of like the first third, but it's Adam Scott is this guy who pays this toy maker to make the box. Is that right?
No, he pays the toy maker. His master does, I'd say.
Yes, and Adam Scott's a fucking dick in this, isn't he?
Yeah, Jacques. This was his first starring movie.
Jacques.
No,
it's not S. They don't say the S in French. Jacques.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's all right. This is a French lesson. But he's a dick. He's like he is in Step Brothers.
Randy here is gonna eat your dick.
Step Brothers. Yeah. There's a reason he's got the roles he's got, because he's great at playing a dick.
Yeah, and he's so lovable in like Severance and Parks and Rec. He's such an oddness. But he imprisons like this peasant girl, Angelique, I think her name is something like that.
Like Valentina Vargas. Very attractive woman.
Yeah, and they sacrifice her, they turn her into a demon, and she becomes his slave then, Adam Scott's slave.
Yeah, let's just say slave.
Yeah.
Miss the first part out. Let's stick with slave.
Yeah. I wouldn't risk shagging a demon, would you?
No.
She might have teeth in her fanny or something. Or chains or something with hooks on. Oh, my God.
Do you know a fun little fact about this one, right? And I didn't know this existed, right? And I only found this out from doing my research on the movie. But have you ever heard of a director called Alan Smithy?
Yes, I thought Smythe, isn't it? Or Smithy, is it?
Oh, Smythe, I don't know. Alan Smythe.
Smithy could be, yeah.
Yes, so it's basically a pseudonym for a director who doesn't want to take credit for directing a movie. So across history, for a long time, if ever a director is unhappy with a project, doesn't like the final thing, he can use the pseudonym Alan Smythe.
Or Smithy. Could be Smithy, man. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it could be Smithy.
That's interesting. And
this movie used it.
So it cuts then to, so she's a demon and she can live forever. But for some reason, Adam Scott can live forever because it flashes forward to 200 years to 1996 present day. he's still young. I don't know why he's got magical powers. Did I miss something?
No, that's the second ancestor. It's a different person. There's Philip, John, and Paul. They're three different people.
No. I'm not talking about the toy maker. I'm talking about Adam Scott's character.
Oh,
He
right.
owns the demon slave. And
Yeah.
And he is the same person because they're like vampires. They've basically lived for centuries and they're together. I'm not talking about Merchant.
I know.
So I don't know why he's alive.
Because he's got supernatural abilities now, and he's connected to this demon.
Well, because he shagged her.
Maybe, yeah, he's her master, isn't he?
Wouldn't it be funny if, like, because she's been alive for 200 years, and she went really fat, and she's in her pajamas, and she's just smoking. She's still really hot 200 years later. She hadn't let herself go at all.
I know. Still thriving for life, like.
Yeah. But so yeah, those are the characters. What about the kills? What do you think of the kills in this film or the effects?
Do you know what? It's one of the better aspects of the movie. Now, with any Hellraiser movie, the kills are always great. And I feel like there's so much they can do with it because of the Cenobites and the stuff that they can use. But I'd say the kills are one of the stronger points of the movie. There's one where you've got the I don't know if they're security guards or they're cops, but you've got the twins.
Yeah.
And they turn up in that building and they go in the room and they bump into the Cenobites and Pinhead.
And neither of the twins can act.
No, absolutely not. And there's a great bit where they says, "We're gonna put some pain on you," and Hellraiser gets offended, like, "Pain? How dare you use that name?" And then you've got that great line, "Pain has a face, allow me to show it to you." And then you've got that great scene then where he turns them into Cenobites, he kind of morphs their heads together. And with any gruesome scene from Hellraiser, it's always slow and grueling. They don't skim over anything. They show you every single insertion, every single twist. It's definitely the one that stands out for me.
Yeah.
And there's another one then, which is, I think the character's name is called Sharp. He's the one that gets taken by Angelique, and he uses the box, and it's got that great scene where the wall opens, and you've got that dog pacing back and forth, the smoke coming through, and then you've got Pinhead's grand entrance. Whenever he enters a room, regardless of how weak the movie is, he's got that essence about him, and he's got that presence.
Oddly enough, as I absolutely love Pinhead as a character, but the film kind of dies a death from the point where he comes into it. Even though he's a great character, everything kind of goes downhill from that point. Like, you've got, like I always say, like, you don't see a lot of Pinhead in any of the films, really. He's like always like almost a side character, which makes him more intriguing. He's not a side character in this one. He's in it for pretty much most of the second and third act, I'd say. And the more he talks, the more you see him, the less impact he has for me. And the actor also, Doug Bradley, had put a bit of weight on. So his outfit had gone a bit tight. And I'm assuming it's the same outfit. And he looked a bit fat. And he had too much dialogue. And he didn't have that gravitas in this one. I don't know if you agree.
There was too much conversation, specifically between him and Angelique. So they're conversing too much. They're going back and forth and talking about stuff. And you don't want to see that. Like, what we've seen previously is that he turns up, he says his cool one-liners, he says a couple of things, and then he's gone. But this one, he's standing in a well-lit room and he's conversing with someone, and it almost humanized him.
I thought exactly the same thing.
Yeah, he wasn't like this big,
ominous
big creature in this room, ominous figure, like. 100% agree with you.
So, in the end, so the finale it's not a very strict finale. He just turns up midway, and there's lots of corridors and is running around, usual shit. But he says a line in it that I laughed. He says darkness is where you will find me. And I went to the guy to go, what about all the light that comes when you come out of the wall? Apart from that, but apart from the light that comes out of the wall, darkness is where you'll find. So quite a lot of light that cracks through, isn't it?
Shit loads. Where the hell is that light coming from?
Apart from that.
Yeah, so the final act of this movie takes us to the space station, and it does become the Hellraiser space movie I thought it always was. We've got that big finale in the space station where years ago, one of his ancestors, the toy maker, tried to come up with a configuration to destroy the Cenobites. Or was it the second ancestor, the one from 1996?
Yeah, that he was an artist, and he was like trying to trap light.
Yes, he was trying to trap light, and basically the ancestor now in 2127, he's basically using the spaceship to trap these lights and kill the Cenobites.
He's finally mastered it, sort of thing.
Yeah. So over the generations of practice, he's finally mastered it. And he wants to end what his ancestor started with creating the box. It's a pretty weak finale. It feels like an early 90s cheesy space movie. It feels like it could be in the same universe as Jason X. I don't know which one's worse. I think this one's got a bit more flair than Jason X.
Yeah.
And a bit more class.
Yeah, I think with Bloodlines, I think there's a good movie buried in this shit. There's somewhere in there, there's a good idea. Tracing back, it's not just like the origin of Hellraiser, it's the origin of the box. It's not quite, we've kind of done an origin of Pinhead with the second one. But this one, like I said, the final act is very much lots of corridors, a shitty dog. And when I was laughing, Angelique, she's got that, she's a Cenobite at the end, and her skin is peeled off from her forehead and it's attached to her shoulders. And I'm thinking, like, they thinking up these things like, well, what haven't we done yet? We've done skin, we've done a camera head, we've done two twins.
We've put discs in someone's head.
Yeah. Are they thinking like skin? And they're like, we've already done that. They won't. Doesn't matter. Whoever saw it is dead, so it doesn't matter. There seems to be very creative, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got to say, I missed Butterball and Charterer in this one. I'm pretty sure they're not in there.
No, they're not. The thing that tickled me. So you've got the merchant's wife. This is going back slightly, just before they go back to the future, where she gets the box. And she shoots the dog with the box. Yeah. She presses a button on the box and she says a one-liner. I can't remember the one-liner. I'm thinking, how would you know that's a laser? She presses it. Go eat this fucking dog. I'm like, you don't know how that box works. Nobody does. You'd never know there's a laser.
Too many times in movies, right? You've got like someone where the finale's in like this really high-tech factory and they know what buttons to press to stop the machines. Do you know what I mean? It happens every time.
You're terminated, fucker.
They just know everything.
Yeah, they don't need a course. But overall, look, this was shit, right? Yeah. I was thinking, I'm enjoying this film, actually. And then once Pinhead turned up, which is, I love Pinhead still, I thought this film is kind of shit. And I'd give it probably 2 stars.
I'm glad I watched it. There's loads to love in it. Like you said earlier, Jenks, I feel like there's a good movie in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And if it was made with a bigger budget, better actors, and maybe a better script, following the same beats as this one's got, that's basically everything.
I know. Maybe it was better actor, better script, better director. Just start again.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, innit? That's where this film went wrong. It just had nothing going for it.
Yeah, it's a good pitch, elevator pitch.
Someone started this movie with good intentions. It's got a great story. I love how it goes back and shows how the box was created. Like you said, not Pinhead. It's nothing to do with his creation. It's about the box and opening the gates of hell. All that stuff's great. It just starts to fall apart in the second half and then just crumbles to a halt in the finale. I give it 2 stars as well, gents.
Yeah. Guys, if you've seen this movie and if you plan to watch it, let us know in the comments. If you do love Pinhead, this is one of the best for Pinhead. If you need to see more of him, this is probably the last normal Hellraiser movie before they went really weird and crap. But anyway, if you love horror, if you love ranking, please subscribe. I will catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.